Hi, my name is Jessica, and I am a volunteer with the National Patient Advocate Foundation for the state of Indiana. I want to share with you my caregiving story. When NPAF reached out and asked if I would do a caregiver story, I thought all weekend long on what am I, I've shared my story, I've shared my son's story, I've shared so many things in my personal journey with people. And I really wanted to kind of take the two things that I could and really decipher what the difference was in my life between being a patient and a caregiver. And those were the two big things that I could really say changes you and makes a difference in your life. As a patient, we become, I don't want to say numb to our illnesses, but it's us. It's who we are. We that becomes our identity, and as caregivers, we tend to lose our identity. We focus so much on taking care of the person we love and want to be better and find the right answers for them that sometimes we focus so much on them that we forget ourselves. So I am a caregiver to my son, Jamie. He's 12 years old. He was born healthy and happy. He was a beautiful, beautiful baby boy, healthy boy. And then in 2006, he became ill with Kawasaki disease. And Kawasaki disease is one of those rare, crazy things that happen. And 9 times out of 10, they catch it. And they diagnose it, and then you get sent home and everything's okay. But unfortunately for us, our son wasn't diagnosed in time, and it began to affect his heart. So he was diagnosed with 3 giant aneurysms in his left anterior descending artery. We switched doctors for him, and as a caregiver, you make these gut-wrenching decisions, and you spend nights awake worrying about your loved one. And the funny thing is as a patient, being in a patient life, I was born with a chronic illness. I'd had 13 surgeries before my son was born. I've had many since his diagnosis, and so I really want to commend all the caregivers. And if you yourself are a patient and you're watching this, say thank you to your caregiver. If you yourself are a caregiver, it's okay to take time for you. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to not, sit on Google tonight and do that research. It's okay to let some things wait till tomorrow or a couple more days. I just, I really didn't realize how much, sorry, I didn't expect to get emotional. I didn't realize how much my husband and I had really set ourselves aside to become caregivers to our son. And I guess the biggest way that I can really show that is I was actually scheduled for another surgery when our son got sick. So I was supposed to have a surgery that day that he went in the hospital, and I had to call my surgeon and say I can't come in because my son's in the hospital. And I think back now and I'm like, I was so strong after he was first diagnosed, because I pushed aside my pain. I pushed aside every, moment of weakness that I had before that for him. And I guess that's probably the power of, motherhood and just that instinct, I guess. But I seen it in my husband too. I seen it in my mother when it came to her helping, and my mother-in-law helping, and anyone that we called on to help us be caregivers to our son. I seen that strength in them come out. So I know it's not just tied to motherhood or I don't know, gosh, but just say I commend everyone who is a caregiver, and as patients and as caregivers, you know, sometimes we don't always have people that look at us and say, oh, I understand. But I do understand, and I get it. I know where you're coming from. I know where you've been or are probably going. And yeah, and that's why I advocate. That's why I do what I do, because we were fortunate enough that life finally got to a point where it wasn't so crazy for us. And I wanted to get loud enough that I could help other people too. So that's why I do what I do. And that's why I'm here. So thank you for allowing me to share my story again. And hopefully this was useful to someone. Yeah, so thank you.